Charlie Kirk's suspected killer has been under intense investigation for days, as police and the public search for answers. The incident left friends, family, and the nation stunned, grappling with the sudden loss of a man whose voice carried influence and controversy in equal measure. In the days that followed, speculation swirled. Authorities worked to uncover the motive behind the act. Was it politically driven? Was it personal? Or was it simply the result of anger spilling over into violence? The investigation is still unfolding, but the questions weigh heavily on everyone watching. This week, loved ones and mourners gathered to lay Charlie Kirk to rest. His funeral was a solemn event filled with raw emotion, tears, prayers, and memories of a man who, despite his polarizing views, was also a husband, a father, and a friend. But in the middle of the grief came a moment that no one expected. Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, stood before the crowd. Fighting back tears, she spoke about the man she had shared her life with. She described his laughter, his unwavering conviction, and the private side of him that many never saw. The room was silent as she poured out her heart. And then Erica said words that left the audience in shock. She announced that she forgave the man suspected of killing her husband.
I forgive him.
Gasps filled the church. Some wept openly. Others exchanged glances, almost unable to believe what they had just heard. In the face of unimaginable pain, Erica had chosen forgiveness. She explained that holding on to hatred would only deepen her suffering. Forgiveness, she said, did not excuse the act, but it freed her from the chains of bitterness. For her, this was not about absolving guilt, but about healing her own heart and protecting her children from growing up in the shadow of rage. The moment was as powerful as it was controversial. Some praised her strength, calling her words a testament to grace and resilience. Others questioned whether forgiveness had come too soon, especially while the investigation is still ongoing. But regardless of opinion, the impact was undeniable. Erica's decision to forgive transformed the tone of the funeral from one of despair into one of reflection. It became not just a farewell to Charlie Kirk, but also a reminder of how mercy, even in the darkest moments, can change the course of a story. As for the case itself, investigators continue to search for clarity. Evidence is still being processed, witnesses are being questioned, and officials are working to determine exactly what led to the deadly confrontation. But while the justice system works toward answers, Erica Kirk's words linger in the air, an unexpected act of forgiveness that turned grief into something far more profound. Some social media users have called for the guy to be let go if he has been forgiven. Others say forgiveness doesn't cancel the place of justice. Keep in mind that Robinson, the suspect, is undergoing trial, and so far, they have considered death by firing squad for him. Some social media users have gone as far as to say that Robinson, the suspect, should be released, arguing that if Erica Kirk can forgive him, then society should too, though these opinions are met with sharp opposition. Others have been quick to point out that forgiveness, while deeply personal, does not erase accountability. Mercy, one user wrote, belongs to the victim's family. Justice belongs to the state. Robinson, the 22-year-old, remains in custody as his trial unfolds. Prosecutors have painted him as a cold and calculated figure, presenting evidence that suggests the act was deliberate. The defense. So far, the prosecution has not ruled out the harshest of penalties. In fact, discussions within the court have touched on the possibility of the death penalty by firing squad, a punishment rarely used but still legal in certain jurisdictions. The very mention of it has ignited another wave of debate. Some insist it is the only fitting punishment, while others say it would only add another layer of tragedy to an already devastating story. For Erica Kirk, her words of forgiveness were about healing. But the legal system continues its course, separate from her personal choice. The trial is expected to stretch on for weeks, with the next hearing scheduled for later this month. As the nation watches, the case has become more than just about one man's death. It is now a conversation about forgiveness, justice, and the complicated space where the two collide. And until the final verdict is reached, one thing remains certain. The story of Charlie Kirk's life, his death, and his widow's shocking act of grace will not be forgotten anytime soon.